Welcome, Autograph Fisherman here, and I have another profile video for you. Today it is John Smoltz, pitcher, born May 15, 1967, Warren, Michigan, U.S. Batted right, threw right, MLB debut, July 23, 1988 for the Atlanta Braves. Last MLB appearance, September 30th, 2009 for the St. Louis Cardinals. MLB statistics. Win-loss record 213 win 155 lose. Earned run average 3.33. Strikeouts 3,084. Saves 154. Teams. Atlanta Braves 1988 to 1999, 2001 to 2008. Boston Red Sox 2009. St. Louis Cardinals 2009. Career highlights and awards. 8 times All-Star, 1989, 1992, 1993, 1996, 2002, 2003, 2005, 2007. World Series champion, 1995. NL Cy Young Award, 1996. NLCS MVP, 1992. Silver Slugger Award, 1997. NL Rolaids Relief Man Award, 2002. Roberto Clemente Award, 2005. 2 times NL Wins Leader, 1996, 2006. 2 times NL Strikeout Leader, 1992, 1996. NL Saves Leader, 2002. Atlanta Braves number 29 retired. Braves Hall of Fame. Member of the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Induction 2015. Vote 82.9%. First ballot. John Andrew Smoltz, born May 15, 1967. Nicknamed Smoltzy and Marmaduke, is an American former baseball pitcher who played 21 seasons in Major League Baseball from 1988 to 2009, all but the last year with the Atlanta Braves. An 8-time All-Star, Smoltz was part of a celebrated trio of starting pitchers, along with Greg Maddux and Tom Glavine, who propelled Atlanta to perennial pennant contention in the 1990s, highlighted by a championship in the 1995 World Series. He won the National League Cy Young Award in 1996 after posting a record of 24-8, equaling the most victories by an NL pitcher since 1972. Though predominantly known as a starter, Smoltz was converted to a reliever in 2001 after his recovery from Tommy John surgery, and spent 4 years as the team's closer before returning to a starting role. In 2002, he set a National League record with 55 saves and became only the second pitcher in history, joining Dennis Eckersley, to record both a 20-win season and a 50-save season. He is the only pitcher in Major League history to record both 200 wins and 150 saves. He is also the only pitcher in Major League history to record 200 wins, 150 saves, and 3,000 strikeouts. Smoltz was one of the most successful pitchers in playoff history, posting a record of 15-4 with a 2.67 earned run average in 41 career postseason games, and in 2 of those 4 losses, he surrendered only unearned runs. He was named the most valuable player of the 1992 NL Championship Series. Andy Pettitte later broke his record for career postseason wins. Smoltz led the NL in wins, winning percentage, strikeouts, and innings pitched twice each, and his NL total of 3,084 strikeouts ranked 5th in league history when he retired. He also holds the Braves franchise record for career strikeouts, 3,011, and the record for the most career games pitched for the Braves, 708, since the club's move to Atlanta in 1966. From 2004 to 2014, he held the franchise record for career saves and has the single-season record. Smoltz left the Braves after 2008 and split his final season with the Boston Red Sox and St. Louis Cardinals. Since retiring as a player, he has served as a color commentator and analyst for both Fox Sports and MLB Network. Since 2016, he has provided color commentary during baseball's biggest televised events, notably the All-Star Game and World Series. He was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame in his first year of eligibility in 2015. Early life. John Andrew Smoltz was born on May 15, 1967 in Warren, Michigan. Smoltz was an all-state baseball player at Waverly High School in Lansing, Michigan, where he played 2 seasons after transferring from Lansing Catholic High School. He was also an all-conference basketball player as a 6'2" 1.88 m guard in high school, drawing some interest from college coaches. He elected to concentrate on baseball. Following his high school career, Smoltz committed to play baseball at Michigan State University, but elected to sign a professional contract after being drafted by the Detroit Tigers and receiving a substantial bonus offer. Professional career, draft in minor leagues. The Detroit Tigers selected him in the 22nd round of the 1985 amateur draft. He was the 574th selection of the draft. Smoltz played initially for the Class A Lakeland Tigers minor league team and then moved on to the Class AA Glens Falls Tigers in 1987, posting records of 7-8 and 4-10. In 1987, the Tigers were in a 3-team race, chasing the Toronto Blue Jays for the AL East Division lead. In need of pitching help, Detroit sent their 20-year-old prospect to the Braves for 36-year-old veteran Doyle Alexander on August 12th. While Alexander did help the Tigers overtake the Blue Jays for the division title, going 9-0 down the stretch, he was out of baseball by 1989. Smoltz, in contrast, became one of the cornerstones of the Braves franchise for the next 2 decades. Atlanta Braves, 1988 to 1999, 2001 to 2008. Early years, 1988 to 1997. Smoltz made his major league debut on July 23, 1988. He posted poor statistics in a dozen starts, but in 1989 Smoltz blossomed. In 29 starts, he recorded a 12-11 record and 2.94 ERA while pitching 208 innings and was named to the NL All-Star team. Teammate Tom Glavine also had his first good year in 1989, raising optimism about the future of Atlanta's pitching staff. Over his career, Smoltz threw a 4-seam fastball that was clocked as high as 98 miles per hour, a strong, effective slider, and an 88 to 91 miles per hour split-finger fastball that he used as a strikeout pitch. He also used a curveball and changeup on occasion, and in 1999, he began experimenting with both a knuckleball and a screwball, though he rarely used either in game situations. He admitted in 2016 that he never learned to throw sliders until he reached the majors, nor does he recommend to children to throw sliders. Smoltz began the 1991 season with a 2-11 record. He began seeing a sports psychologist, after which he closed out the season on a 12-2 pace, helping the Braves win a tight NL West race. His winning ways continued into the 1991 National League Championship Series. Smoltz won both his starts against the Pittsburgh Pirates, capped by a complete game shutout in the 7th game, propelling the Braves to their first World Series since moving to Atlanta in 1966. Smoltz had 2 no decisions against the Minnesota Twins with a 1.26 ERA. In the 7th and deciding game, he faced his former Detroit Tiger hero Jack Morris. Both starters pitched shutout ball for 7 innings, before Smoltz was removed from the scoreless game during a Twins threat in the 8th. Atlanta reliever Mike Stanton pitched out of the jam, getting Smoltz off the hook, and Morris eventually pitched a 10-inning complete game victory. The next year, Smoltz won 15 regular season games and was the MVP of the 1992 National League Championship Series, winning 2 games. He left the 7th game trailing, but ended up with a no decision as the Braves mounted a dramatic 9th-inning comeback win. In the World Series that year, Smoltz started 2 of the 6 games in the series with a no decision in Game 2 and a win with the Braves facing elimination in Game 5. Before the 1993 season, the Braves signed renowned control pitcher Greg Maddux, completing, along with Smoltz and Glavine, what many consider to be the most accomplished starting trio ever assembled on a single major league team. Smoltz again won 15 games, but suffered his first postseason loss to the Philadelphia Phillies in the NLCS despite not allowing an earned run. Smoltz had a 6-10 record in the strike-shortened 1994 season, and during the break, had bone chips removed from his elbow. Returning as the Braves' number 3 starter, he posted a 12-7 record in 1995. Ironically, The year the Braves won their one World Series title in their long run of division titles was the one year Smoltz had shaky postseason numbers. He did avoid being tagged with any losses despite a 6.60 ERA, but his Game 3 start in that World Series was his only poor World Series start in his career, getting knocked out in the third inning. But Smoltz and the Braves won the franchise's first World Series in Atlanta, thanks in great part to Maddox and Glavine, who had begun to overshadow Smoltz. Smoltz would have been the Game 7 starter had the series gone that far. In 1996, Smoltz went 24-8 with a 2.94 ERA and 276 strikeouts, including winning a franchise record 14 straight decisions from April 9th to June 19th. His wins and strikeout totals led the majors that year. Smoltz continued to pitch brilliantly in the postseason, winning a game in the division series, 2 more in the league championship series, and somehow ending up only 1-1 in the World Series despite a 0.64 ERA, losing Game 5 1-0 on an unearned run. He won the NL Cy Young Award with 26 of the 28 first-place votes. Smoltz's effectiveness in 1997 was only slightly less than in his Cy Young season, but frugal run support limited him to a 15-12 record. Smoltz also received the Silver Slugger Award for his batting, as he led all pitchers with 18 base hits. Injuries and moved to the bullpen 1998 to 2004. Smoltz continued to post excellent statistics in 1998 and 1999, but he was spending significant time on the disabled list and missed about a quarter of his starts. In 1999, Smoltz began experimenting with both a knuckleball and a three-quarters delivery, though he rarely used either in game situations. He underwent Tommy John surgery before the 2000 season and missed the entire year. When he was unable to perform effectively as a starter in 2001, Smoltz transitioned to the bullpen, replacing John Rocker as the Braves' closer. In 2002, his first full season as a closer, Smoltz set a National League record with 55 saves, topping the previous mark of 53, shared by Randy Myers, 1993, and Trevor Hoffman, 1998. Smoltz finished third in the Cy Young Award voting. Eric Gagne equaled his record a year later with the Dodgers. Injuries limited Smoltz slightly in 2003, but he still recorded 45 saves with a 1.12 ERA in 64 plus one-third innings pitched. In 2004, Smoltz finished with 44 saves, but was frustrated with his inability to make an impact as a closer during another Braves postseason loss. That year, he broke Gene Garber's franchise record of 141 career saves. His final total of 154 saves was eventually surpassed by Craig Kimbrell in 2014. By this point, Smoltz was the final remaining member of the Braves' dominant rotation of the 1990s. Glavine had moved on to play for the Mets, a divisional rival, while Maddox returned to his old team, the Chicago Cubs. Returned to the rotation 2005 to 2008. After 3 years as a closer, Smoltz returned to the starting rotation entering the 2005 season. His renewed career as a starter began inauspiciously. He allowed 6 earned runs in only 12 innings, matching the shortest starts of his career, as the Braves were blown out on opening day by the Marlins. Poor run support contributed to an 0-3 start despite stronger pitching performances by Smoltz. After these initial difficulties, though, things fell into place. At the All-Star break, Smoltz was 9-5 with an ERA of 2.68 and was chosen for the 2005 NL All-Star team. Smoltz gave up a solo home run to Miguel Tejada in the second inning of the American League 7-5 victory and was charged with the loss. For his career, he was 1-2 in All-Star games, putting him in a tie for the most losses. Smoltz finished 2005 at 14-7, with a 3.06 ERA and 169 strikeouts, while allowing less than 1 hit per inning. Smoltz had answered the critics who doubted he would be able to reach the 200-inning plateau after 3 years in the bullpen. Nonetheless, Smoltz's increased workload caused him to wear down toward the end of the season. Despite a sore shoulder, Smoltz pitched 7 innings in the Braves' 7-1 win over the Houston Astros in Game 2 of the 2005 NL Division Series. It was the only game the Braves won in the series against the eventual National League champions. The victory over Houston gave Smoltz a 13-4 record as a starter, 15-4 overall, with a 2.65 ERA in the postseason. In 2 of those postseason losses, he surrendered only unearned runs. He has the second most postseason wins behind only Andy Pettitte with 19. They are followed by Glavine and Maddox. In 2006, Smoltz finished the season with a record of 16-9, an ERA of 3.49 and 211 strikeouts. He was one of 4 pitchers tied for the NL lead in wins and was third in strikeouts. On September 21, 2006, the Braves announced they had picked up Smoltz's $8 million contract option for the 2007 season. On April 26, 2007, Smoltz agreed to a contract extension with the Braves. The extension includes a $14 million salary for the 2008 season, a $12 million vesting option for 2009 dependent on his ability to pitch 200 innings in 2008, and a $12 or $13 million team option for 2010 dependent on his ability to pitch 200 innings in 2009. 2007 was a year of reunions and milestones for Smoltz. On May 9th, he faced Maddox for the first time since July 10, 1992. Smoltz earned a win in a 3-2 victory over the San Diego Padres. Maddox received no decision. On May 24th, exactly 11 years to the day after recording his 100th win, Smoltz recorded his 200th win against Glavine. He faced Glavine 3 other times, faring 3-1 overall against him. On June 27th, Smoltz, Glavine, and Maddox each recorded wins on the same day. On August 19th, Smoltz set the Braves' strikeout record by striking out the Arizona Diamondbacks' Mark Reynolds. It was his 2,913 strikeout, passing Phil Niekro on the club's all-time list. He struck out a season-high 12 in the game. He finished the year 14-8 with a 3.11 ERA and 197 strikeouts. The stalwart pitcher was the only holdover on the Braves roster from their 1991 worst-to-first season until Glavine returned to the Braves after an absence of several years following the 2007 season. On April 22, 2008, Smoltz became the 16th pitcher in Major League history to reach 3,000 career strikeouts and the 4th pitcher to strike out 3,000 batters for one team, joining Walter Johnson, Bob Gibson, and Steve Carlton. On April 28, 2008, Smoltz was placed on the 15-day disabled list due to an inflamed right shoulder. Returned to relief 2008. On May 1, 2008, Smoltz indicated that he intended to return to being a relief pitcher. After coming off the disabled list on June 2, 2008, he blew his first save opportunity in 3 years. 2 days later, the Braves placed him back on the disabled list. Smoltz underwent season-ending shoulder surgery on June 10, 2008. His contract expired at the end of the season, and the contract offer from the Braves was not sufficient to keep him. Boston Red Sox 2009. In December 2008, several members of the Boston Red Sox organization, including pitching coach John Farrell, vice president of player personnel Ben Sherrington, and assistant trainer Mike Reynolds, flew to Atlanta to participate in a 90-minute workout with Smoltz. Throwing for only the second time since having surgery on a torn labrum in his pitching shoulder, Smoltz threw a 50-pitch side session and showcased his progress since the surgery. He impressed the Red Sox enough during the workout that less than a month later, a 1-year contract was offered by the organization. On January 13, 2009, Smoltz signed a 1-year contract with the Red Sox for a reported base salary of $5.5 million, with roster time incentives and miscellaneous award incentives, which could net as much as $10 million. He made his first start in the Red Sox rotation on June 25th, allowing 7 hits and 5 runs through 5 innings. Smoltz posted a 2-5 record over 8 games with an 8.32 ERA and no quality starts. He was designated for assignment on August 7th after a 13-6 loss to the New York Yankees, giving the Red Sox 10 days to release or trade him or send him to the minors. The Red Sox offered Smoltz a minor league stint in order to prepare him to be placed in the bullpen, but he rejected the offer. On August 17th, the Red Sox released Smoltz. St. Louis Cardinals 2009. Smoltz with the Cardinals on September 3rd, 2009. On August 19th, 2009, Smoltz signed with the St. Louis Cardinals. He made his debut against the Padres on August 23rd. In his first game for the Cardinals, he went 5 innings, striking out 9 and walking none, while setting a Cardinals franchise record by striking out 7 batters in a row. That win against the Padres was his only win with St. Louis that season. Smoltz finished 1-3 with an ERA of 4.26 with the Cardinals. He was 3-8 with an ERA of 6.35 overall with the Red Sox and Cardinals. In Game 3 of the 2009 NL Division Series, Smoltz pitched 2 innings of relief in a losing cause, allowing 4 hits and an earned run while striking out 5. Post-playing career. In 2008 and 2010, Smoltz served as a color analyst alongside Joe Simpson for Braves games on Peachtree TV. Nationally, Smoltz has been an analyst for MLB Network and called regular season and postseason games for TBS. In 2014, he was hired by Fox Sports as a game analyst. He was paired with Matt Vasgersian and called games in the number 2 booth. He has also joined Fox Sports South and Sports Out to be an analyst for select Braves games during the 2014 season. Smoltz replaced Harold Reynolds and Tom Verducci, his colleagues from MLB Network, as the lead analyst for Major League Baseball on Fox for the 2016 season, teaming up with Joe Buck and later Joe Davis. In 2021, Smoltz won his first Sports Emmy Award as an event analyst. Smoltz was forced to end his in-studio work for MLB Network after he refused to receive the COVID-19 vaccine, which is required for the company's employees. On April 16, 2012, the Braves announced that they would retire Smoltz number 29. The ceremony, which took place before a June 8 game against the Toronto Blue Jays, included speeches by former broadcaster Pete Van Wieren, former teammate Matt Diaz, and former manager Bobby Cox. Smoltz was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame in his first year of eligibility in 2015. He was the first starting pitcher since 1987 to be elected despite having fewer than 250 wins and only one Cy Young Award, the first such starter ever elected on the first ballot, and the first pitcher to have Tommy John surgery and be elected to the Hall. Personal life. Smoltz met his first wife, Diane Struble, at the Omni Hotel in downtown Atlanta. The couple had 4 children before divorcing in 2007 after 16 years of marriage. Smoltz lives in Alpharetta, Georgia, and also has a home at Sea Island, a golf resort. On May 16, 2009, Smoltz married Catherine Darden at his home with 70 friends and family in attendance. Smoltz is a Christian. Smoltz is a good friend of pro golfer Tiger Woods. The two often play golf together. Woods has stated that Smoltz is the best golfer outside of the PGA Tour that he has seen. Smoltz has stated that he once had a +4 handicap. In 2018, Smoltz qualified for the U.S. Senior Open, one of senior golf's major championships. He is also involved in the sport of bowling. Smoltz plays every year in the American Century Championship at Lake Tahoe. He won the Diamond Resorts Tournament of Champions in Orlando in January 2019. Smoltz counts Doc Rivers as a personal friend dating back to Rivers' playing days in Atlanta. In the January 12, 2008 edition of the Boston Globe, Rivers is quoted as saying, "I offered him my apartment. I just told him about Terry Francona and the Red Sox organization. I told him it's a no-brainer." Smoltz is also an accomplished accordionist and has starred in a television commercial for the Home Depot. Smoltz is a distant cousin of fellow Baseball Hall of Famer Charlie Gehringer. Politics. Smoltz produced an automated campaign phone recording on behalf of the candidacy of Ralph E. Reed, Jr. for Lieutenant Governor of Georgia during the 2006 primary. In a 2004 interview, Smoltz was quoted as comparing the legalization of gay marriage with bestiality, saying, "What's next? Marrying an animal?" Per the Associated Press. Smoltz later stated the article had portrayed his quote inaccurately. It was speculated that Smoltz might run for Congress in 2010 as a Republican candidate to fill the departing John Linder's seat in Georgia's 7th Congressional District. On April 22, 2012, Smoltz hosted a fundraiser for Andrea Cascarilla, a Democratic candidate for state representative in Michigan's 71st House District. The 71st District encompasses Waverly Senior High School, where Smoltz was an all-state baseball and basketball player. Philanthropy. Smoltz and his good friend Jeff Foxworthy hosted the charity event, An Evening with Smoltz and Friends, on November 9, 2008, at the Verizon Amphitheater in Alpharetta to raise money for the John Smoltz Foundation, which has supported numerous charitable endeavors in the Atlanta area over the past decade. Smoltz is the Atlanta host for Big League Impact, an 8-city fantasy football network created and led by longtime Cardinals pitcher and former teammate Adam Wainwright. In 2015, the organization raised more than $1 million for various charitable organizations. Smoltz and fellow former Atlanta Braves first baseman Ryan Klesko were named in a tax dispute involving conservation easement for a 1,546-acre non-cash donation the two made on behalf of a partnership the two formed in the early 1990s. On April 25, 2024, the court cleared the two of fraud charges, but reduced the assessed value of the donated easement to 1/10 of the claimed amount and imposed a 40% penalty. Well, that was another profile video. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any thoughts about John Smoltz, let me know in the comments. I would like to read them. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. As always, until next time, keep on collecting. Bye.